Yeah, there goes Billy with the big sand, followed by Trixie here. We're ready to party, y'all, and welcome to Hardcore Enduro, where it's all about getting out, riding the hard stuff. I'm George, the guy behind the bars and the voice behind the mic. We're out in Utah racing the Moab Hard Enduro. It's a new one they've added to the West Coast series. I thought it was great. I really liked it, and it gave me a good reason to come out to Moab and doing a little sightseeing with the family. Well, that's how I sold it to my wife. Told her I'd take her seeing some of the sights there in Moab, which, heads up, if you want to go to like the arches, you got to get on a waiting list. We went there and found out you can't just drive in there. You got to get a reservation, and the reservations are already booked. I hate that. They do that in Yosemite. All these national parks are starting to do that, where you can't just drive up there and go look at the stuff. You gotta get a reservation and wait and turn, and I'm like, God dang it, this ain't America no more. But anyways, back to the racing here. We're just starting off. I walked this section yesterday, and they've changed it up from the walk yesterday, so why do I even do the walks? They're gonna change the start the next day anyways. Here's a little face of a rock right here, a little step up. One thing, this race, I really liked it, and I watched the podcast from Enduro Method, and they interviewed Joe and Mesa to help design the course here. And Joe was saying he wanted to keep this race a little bit more flowy as far as, not the bottlenecks. Not as much single track, I'd say. That was like, I can compare that to Silver Kings. Silver Kings was awesome. It's really hard, probably one of the hardest hard enduros I've done, but they had a lot of single track, which really caused some bottlenecks where you just couldn't move because you're going either, you had to go down or around, and there was just absolutely no way to get around people on the single track. But here he kept the course kind of wide, so he gave a lot of the hard bottleneck areas. There was the hard line, there was like a middle line, there was an easy line, and there's all kinds of zigzag lines in between those. So he did a good job as keeping the course open for your own interpretation of how you're going to get through the objects. And Cody, he dropped his video of this. Oh my God, his options are like limitless. Where I'd see like a left or right line, Cody might have just went straight through the middle, or just totally off the wall kind of line I've never even would have imagined in my life, and Cody hit that. So it was really nice having this wide kind of hard enduro course. So it left up to you which way you want to get through it. So I like that. Here's a little bottleneck coming up right here. We drop down on these creek beds and got all these boulder crossings. And boulder crossings through the creeks, it can play tricks with people. You stop in the wrong spot like that guy, you put your foot down and there ain't nothing down there, so you tumble over. Or if your bike just hits a rock wrong, you get kicked over and you fall down. I do pretty good through the rock sections. I've done some practice up in Spangler, that Rubicon trail I hit last summer, stuff like that where it forces you to go through the bouldery rocks. You're not getting around the easy single track side, around the side of the creek. You got to go through that rock field, the bouldery rocks, and they're moving. I got kicked out right there. You want like this little section here, I really wanted to get on more gas, but my back, I could just feel the bike sliding around, bounce around, all these rocks rolling around, so you had to just be a little conservative. All right, getting out of the creek bed, we got this little rock slab that's at an angle here. It's at a slant with a little bit of sand on top of the slab. Oh my God, that guy, and luckily he didn't get hurt right there. So I just being a little patient, waiting for it to clear out a little bit, but sooner or later you just gotta go. And it looked like I'd get traction. I got a new tire set up, and I really like it. Right here I got off, just pushed. Well, I didn't have to push, actually. The bike was getting enough traction right there. All I had to do was kind of give it throttle and hold on. It kind of just pulled me up. So I like, you got to pick your battles, and that was a battle. Instead of going down and hit another run, and it's hard. It's a race. So if you go back down, you give an inch, and someone jumps in ahead of you. So you can't always you can't always go back for a second shot because you lose place in line. So I just did a little throttle, and the bike got traction, kind of pulled me up right there. Not too bad. I didn't burn that much energy. That's what I'm trying to say. Because when you push your bike, if you have to push your bike, that is pushing your bike when your back end's like hung up over a ledge or a rock. You burn so much freaking energy. I mean, you just waste all the reserves of your energy. It's just like, it's like gone. So you got to pick your battles when you're gonna push, or when you got to be, be conservative. Not conservative. Be patient. That's the better word for it. You got to be patient. Pick a good line so you know if you clear it, you save a lot of energy. But it's still a race. You can't wait forever, folks. You got to keep rolling. But rear tire setup, really good for this bumpy Rocky Creek stuff. This is where I like my tire choice. I went with the 140 wide. It's a Battlecross, the E50 Extreme, which has a kind of different tread pattern than, definitely different than the JX8 or an IRC tire, or even that Michelin Extreme I ran. I don't know, it's just got this weird kind of tread pattern to it, which the actual knob pattern, I don't like. I wish it was the JX8 tread pattern of the knobs, but I went with the 140 with the smaller than recommended moose insert, which is the same one I was running with the JX8. So I haven't ridden on the bike since Grinding Stone. It's been 3 weeks, and that drilled out moose is a plushie from New Tech, and it has about, I'd say about 12, maybe 14 hours on the moose. So it's nice, broken in. It's real soft and squishy, but it's rated for a 110 wide tire, and I've got the 140, so there's extra room inside that tire, and it is really squishy soft. I mean, it's getting a ton of traction, especially all these little rocks, these bouldering rocks. It's helping absorb a lot of the hit from the rocks too. So you got my suspension is really soft. I mean, the bike felt great. Suspension setup was great, and that rear tire was just feeling really good, just getting a ton of traction. Right here, it's got this little ledge, a little bit bigger on the left side. I come all the way to the right, pop the front end up. I didn't get enough momentum. I didn't get my weight forward. You got this rock right to the right of me, and my leg would have hit that. But that rear tire being so soft that as it is, it was still able to get up there. Yeah, I had to give it a little bit of throttle and a little bit of push, of course, but it still got up. I think if I would have had the 110 on there, it would have been a little tighter. It wouldn't have molded to the rock as good as it did. It really got up there. Now the tread pattern, like I said, it's just got these 3 knobs in the middle, which makes like a cup paddle, but it should be like JX8. Like the JX8 knobs go all the way across to the side of the tire, which you get this really big scoop as the tire's going around. And as those knobs wear down, you get this really nice big surface with a lot of surface of the tire grabbing the rocks. And this Battlecross just doesn't have that pattern. I think what needs to happen, and this is my soapbox right here for IRC, make a JX8 or an IX09, because they're the same tire basically. Make that in a 140. You do that, and I'll probably buy that tire every time, because it's really a good tire. It just needs to be a little fatter, and that way I could put my smaller moose in here like this, and it just gives it that extra grab. Like when you see a rock crawler and they got those tires all deflated and it just like wraps around that rock. I mean, that's the same concept that I'm going here. All right, right here, got this big slab uphill section. Got a little lip right there. It'll step up to get up. He pivoted left, and so it made me want to pivot left. So I'm gonna follow him. I play follow the leader a lot. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. I've talked about this in other videos, where as an amateur I get stuck following the person ahead of me, or I get stuck on the trail. See how wide this is? This is fantastic. You got so many options to go left, right, center.
Gotta choose wisely.
You gotta choose wisely, that's right. So, it's like playing a chess game. So you can sit back, just be a little patient. You can see other people, how they're getting through, and if they're having a struggle bus, then you can go, well, that's not the way. I'm going a different way. So went around right there. There's that big ledge to the left, which I'm sure the pros, if you got hit that right, just send it right up and over. But I come around right here, Got a little bumpy rocks, boulders to get through here, but you just keep the momentum. See that guy looping out. He did the hard line, but then he paid the price. And this just being smart, picking your line. You know, it's your race, and you got to understand your limits and how good your skill level's at. You got to ride to that. And if something's a little over your head, it's a gamble, because if you don't make it, it can be really costly, either as in energy or breaking your bike. And it's early, so we're racing Saturday here, which is the prologue for the Sunday's main event tomorrow. And everyone transfers over, so it didn't matter what place you got today. It wasn't an elimination knockout style like how Grinding Stone was. So everyone transferred to tomorrow. So my goal was today is to just get some time on the bike. I changed up the bike, a couple setup deals with the rear sprocket. I went with a smaller rear sprocket. If you saw my Grinding Stone, I broke that rear sprocket. So I got a new one, which I went down to 50 teeth instead of the 52. The 52 tooth sprocket, it's a little bit bigger, and so it catches more rocks because it sticks out. All right, right here, folks, this is, all right, talk more about the bike. Right here, this is where a guy sent his bike over this cliff. It's like a 40-foot cliff. He bailed on the bike. He whiskey throttled right here at the bottom, bailed on the bike, grabbed that bush right to my left right there. Bike goes over the cliff, and he grabs that bush, and it saves him from a catastrophe. I mean, it would have been, a helicopter would have been on its way to get that guy out of there. But I don't know who that was, and I don't know if he was able to get the ride the next day. But you can go on Instagram or whatever. I'm sure there'll be a short video sooner or later on that out here. But it was pretty hairy. It wasn't actually, I mean, I went through it. I didn't think it was that bad. You just had to stop at the bottom. But, you know, sometimes fatigue sets in. You got a little grab of the throttle there. Maybe just freaked out a little bit, and you know, something bad. I mean, his bike went over the cliff, so that was bad. But luckily, that bush was there to save his life. But back to the tire or the bike setup. So I got the 52 sprocket in the back. It is that dual compound, which aluminum middle with the steel ring. I like that. It makes it a little bit stronger. The teeth last longer. So I used to run all aluminum, and aluminum sprockets really don't last long at all. Especially I got the O-ring chain, so it's a little heavier. And the other setup was the tire. I already talked about that. The Battle Cross with the 140 with the smaller size insert moose. So it just is able to flex more. The other big change I did was the handlebar setup here. So I've always felt, for years now riding Trixie, I've always felt cramped on the bike. And I looked at my triple clamp, and there's a mount. You can change the bars to a forward mount. I'm like, I've never even noticed that. Which sounds dumb. You know, I don't know if y'all look at that. You can move the bars forward and backwards on your triple clamp there. And so I put them on the forward position, and I feel so much better. Now, this is the first time I'm riding it, so it feels different for me, but it is so much better. All right, here we go. We're at the show. Like if you went to Costco and you went in the shopping line, you're like, all right, which line am I gonna get in? Which one's moving the fastest? But it don't matter what line you choose, the other line next to it moves faster, and then you regret every decision you made coming in. That's it. This is the big first bottleneck of the race right here, and this was a doozy. But you can see it's so wide. There's so many choices. You can go far left. You can go cut left right there. You can go right. You know, if I was Graham Jarvis, I would just pop right over that rock in front of me. You know, there's so many choices to get through here. It's a lot of fun watching other people go through and seeing what their strategy is. So what I'm going to do is I'm coming right, because I think I see a little sneaky line that's going to get me ahead of some guys. But I got to get Trixie right here. Come on, girl. What are you doing? And I got Connor up there in that blue and kind of a pink jersey. It looks sharp. I mean, it's my colors. It just looks better. And he's got a buckle. It's unbuckled. You can't hard enduro with the buckle unbuckled. You got to fix that buckle. And then look who's coming up here on the right. Yeah, it's Aiden. Aiden and I, we met last year in the Donner. and we've been meeting each other. He's racing C class, but I'm telling you, folks, oh, look at that 511 special coming up. See that orange bike right there? That's where I want to get. So I'm gonna cut right here. That left line, the line is just not going anywhere. So I'm getting around that bottleneck. I'm gonna cut right. Yeah, that's where I'm going, right up in there. But Aiden, he's been really good. He's a C-class rider. He just started racing, but I'm telling you, he's already a B-class. And I think by the end of this year, he'll be A-class because he rode really good today, especially tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow's main event, he put in some time and he rode fast. I like to see that. I'd like to see people improving. You know, I'm doing my best. I just don't get a lot of time on the bike. You know, my little practice I get. Right, I gotta get this front tire to the right. Come on, girl, turn right. Look at Riddick right there. He's got that big old adventure bike. I don't know what size that is. It looks like a massive beast. So I finally get this front tire over right, and then I'm trying to stand her up straight to balance, and this freaking little shrub bush tree thing is hitting my rear fender there, and I can't stand Trixie up. I'm like pushing. I'm starting to run out of energy, and finally pushed her up straight. I was almost gonna dump, let her fall down and start all over again, but I finally got her up here, hop on, and then my rear tire slides out right away. The struggle of the climb. I mean, this is what hard enduro, I think this is what scares people away from hard enduro, because the fast mover riders, they see this and they go, this isn't any fun. But honestly, folks, I love this. I love, like, this is one of my favorite times during the race is this chaos. Look at Billy right there. He's in my class. He's gonna help that rider get over this ledge. There's a little ledge you gotta pop over, but first this rock is in. I don't like that rock. Get out of here, rock. Some rocks just piss you off. You're like, I don't like you. Get it out of my way. Anyways, Billy's up and over. He had to push. All right, so I'm up next. I'm gonna get that front tire up. I get her up, and it's just so, I'm just at that teeter point of the bike. And I want to do a 511 special here, but every time I go to get up on the bike, she starts wheeling on me, so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to push too. So I get off, push, and she grabs, gets right on over. Wasn't graceful, folks, but up is up, and she is up and over that ledge. So I just gotta stand her up now. I'm getting my deadlifts in today. So y'all know I wear a deadlift belt, and I finally had the first person comment on my deadlift belt today. He liked it, and he called it a kidney belt. I didn't correct him. It's actually just a deadlift belt, and it's not the 4-inch wide, like the heavy deadlift belt. I actually do my deadlifts with the 4-inch wide belt all the way across. Look at this guy, just t-shirt, no elbow guards. Man, he's crazy. I'm fully padded up, you know I got the padded underwear, but I got elbow sleeves pads too. They go up the forearm, cover the elbow, and then I got my deadlift belt, which is it's a 2-inch in the front, and then it gets 4 inches in the wide, so when I'm riding, it doesn't pinch my belly. I got a bigger belly these days, and I can't fit, if I ride with that fat one in the front, it just pinches, so it's really comfortable. I like it, and then it doubles as a kidney belt, so if I were to fall back, it's really, really thick and strong there, so. All right, you saw that guy do this cross here. I wanted to do what he did, but I just suck. I can't do it, so I give up. I'm like, all right, that's a battle I'm not gonna win right now. Pivot right, get back in this line here. Now you don't have to follow these guys. I'm following them, but if you wanted to go right and Graham Jarvis over those rocks over there, you could do that. And sometimes people in front of you make the wrong line choices. Rich talks about that so often on his channel, the RC Tie guy, about the the amateurs, what lines they take. Sometimes we take the hardest line and don't even know it, but we just are following the guy ahead of us, which the easier line might have been that rock. He might have just, hit that one rock, and you only got to deal with one rock, but now I'm dealing with all the rocks because I'm trying to go an easier way, which is actually harder. Right there, that guy's struggling to the right because he's off pushing, so I'm gonna pivot left right here. if I can get left. Trying to pivot that rock is, you got to lift that front end high to clear that rock. Right, he's trying to get around him. Yeah, feels good passing. Little steep climb through here is soft, but the that tire grabbed. That tread pattern, I mean, if you guys look it up, it's called the Battlecross, the E50, and it's the extreme, so it's their gummy version. They have like a hard rubber version. This is their soft rubber version, but you'll see what I'm talking about. It looks to me like it would be good for loamy soil. I don't think it's the best for rock conditions. I think that JX8 tread pattern does a lot. You know, it's just got better knot placement. Anyways, I'll stop talking about that. You guys look that up on your own. Getting up here, just keeping my balance. Trying to ride smart today. My goal is to be able to ride tomorrow and not kill myself. I learned that from King Lamoto's, where, well, that was another thing. Man, just keep talking about this. King Lamoto's in Johnson Valley, their prologue day just a little too long. As for prologue, I think this race format was perfect. You had this short, it was 1 lap or 3 hours today. Come on, get up and look at that tire just crawl right up there. Yeah. So it's 1 lap or 3 hour time cutoff today, which, you know, I finished hour 40. What was my time? Let me look it up right now. Hour 42. See, I was close. And 7th in my class going overall, and I felt really good because I was holding back quite a bit today. So I didn't want to get myself fatigued for tomorrow. I just haven't been on the bike. It's, you know, last time I was on the bike was Grinding Stone 3 weeks ago. I have been doing some training at the gym, twice a week at the gym, but no real conditioning for cardio training. And, you know, I said I'm going to kill myself if I go all out on this race just to get started for the main event tomorrow. So what I did was a good strategy, I think, for what I'm capable of doing right now. Was sitting 7th in the class. Felt good. Could have pushed a little bit more, but that was good for me. I mean, I did make a couple mistakes. I got a mistake coming up here. This next little hard part coming up here. Get up here, not too bad. Didn't carry enough momentum right there, so my back end doesn't clear that ledge. Instead of hopping on the bike, I'm going to just kind of push it, let the bike roll up itself. Now, when I'm pushing it here, I'm not using a lot of effort pushing. I'm letting the bike pull itself. I'm just kind of balancing the bike, giving it that little blip of throttle, and bumping it over. It still costs the energy. I'm still breathing pretty hard. You can see my head down right there. I'm assuming my hard enduro racing position. Head down, arms over the handlebars. All right, so here there's 2 lines. To go left, so he's struggling right there. And there's a line to the right. And I'm going to pick the line to the right because he's struggling there. And I'm like, all right. There's got to be a better way than that way. All right, this guy wants to go ahead of me. I'm like, go ahead.
Show me how it's done.
Yeah, show me how it's done. Make it look easy too, so it builds my confidence. So let's see how he does. See that guy up on the rock? He's saying there's alternate routes here. And so I'm gonna go over here. See, he's gonna pivot. There's a ledge, you gotta do this right pivot, get up on the ledge. It makes it a little awkward. Whereas the line here is just a straight shot. But watch my body position here. I can see what I did wrong. Too far back. I don't get my weight forward. See, you can just tell the camera's mounted on my chest. You should only see like my front fender. I should have my front body weight up over the handlebars, and I don't. I'm leaning back on the bike. That's second try. Let's try a third time here. And I'm just leaning back, and it's causing me to loop out right there. Sorry, girl. That's not her fault. That's my fault. I need to get up on those handlebars. And I do that. You know, I practice going over logs, and I got some ledges at my house I practice on. And maybe some fatigue setting in there. I just didn't get my body weight forward. I felt ashamed, like it beat me. Because this way is harder. You gotta get up here, and there's a rock right in front. You gotta make an immediate pivot and you can see your rear tire just gets stuck in that hole. So everyone's just picking up the rear end. Here I go. Get the front end now. I'm trying to do a little 511 special there, but I just don't get it. That's a big lip for that rear tire to get up and over. I get off to the left and I do the push. This one I had to push kind of hard to get that tire up. But once it got to that lip there, it grabbed. I'm telling you folks, try, playing with your tire setup a little bit more. I really like this, and I got the idea from Billy Bolt, so I'm just not pulling out of my ass here. And, you got to adjust your tire to your race. Hard Enduro is a very slow-paced race. This one had a lot of rocks with it, so you really want a squishy tire that'll wrap around those rocks, and, I like it. I think it worked out pretty good. All right, up and over. Now we got a little bit of a double track going through here. Gives you a little bit of a rest, a little bit of a breather. I've cut them all out, all these little double track sections. They're a little fast and flowy, but allowed you to catch your breath a little bit, which was nice. I'm going to talk about a little bit about my camera setup. Now, for the AMA, I don't know what insurance, I don't know what little geek nerd made up this policy, but they don't want your camera mounted on your helmet. They want it on your body. But if you go look at Europe and all these other places, they allow it. So they have their cameras mounted wherever the hell they want. And a lot of other races, they have a camera mounted everywhere. And then when you ride by yourself, you mount your camera on your helmet. But during the race, they want it down, not on your helmet, which I don't understand it. It's some insurance little geek that made it up, and they're just passing on the information. Anyways, so with it mounted on your chest, you get more bike action. But what's doing, and I just compare it to when it's mounted on my chin, it's causing the stabilization to have to track the bike instead of the horizon as much, and it's making it a little bit more choppy. Whereas if you watch the videos, or when I watch my videos on the chin mount, it's a lot smoother videos. It's just more enjoyable for me. Here it's just kind of choppy a little bit. I notice it. So I don't like that. I think the AMA needs to tell that insurance nerd to go pound sand, and we're going to put our GoPros back on our helmets. Or whatever, if you're doing the Insta360 or whatever it is. Because it's more enjoyable. These videos, and through YouTube or whatever platform you're using, have helped build the off-road community, especially dirt bikes, trail riding, hard enduro. Because it's not like a motocross where it's televised and everyone's doing circles inside of an arena. We're out in the wilderness, and the only way to experience and see this stuff is on our cameras mounted to our face, our helmets. And I think it's great. So I hate this no helmet mount rule. I'm going to punch that guy in the face, and they're going to tell me, well, one guy got hurt, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, yeah, we all sign a waiver just to ride here. Like, we have to sign a waiver that we're not going to sue these people just riding this race because it's freaking dangerous. If you're riding dirt bikes, it's dangerous. If you're riding dirt bikes on the side of a cliff because it's hard enduro, it's freaking dangerous. You telling me you go to Grinding Stone, where if you make a wrong move in Grinding Stone, you're dead. That's one thing between Moab and Grinding Stone has some extreme cliffs that, if you roll down, you're gonna hurt pretty bad. But they allow that, but they won't allow the stupid GoPro to be on your helmet. And because I'm lazy and can't stand up, you get a whole video of my handlebars right in your face. Well, you do get to see my nice little handlebar bag that I've made for myself. I really like that sucker. When I solo ride single track, it's fantastic to have my GPS right there, right in front of me. All right, back to racing, y'all. We got this nice uphill climb, a little bit of a crumbly rock climb through here. Everyone's hanging out, having a picnic. Now get out of the way. What are you guys waiting for? We're racing here. This would have been an easy climb if these guys were in the way. I'll say that. All right, look at that top right above my handlebar bag right there. Top right there. Anyways, that's Blake. He has his channel too. You guys go check out. Oh, there's Aiden. Aiden. But he's got his channel, and he's becoming a fantastic rider. Even from last year to this year, you can just see the improvement of his riding. And where I'm camping right next to him. So when I pulled up, parked the rig, he was right there. Came over and said hello. And, you know, I love meeting y'all. If you guys watch the channel, it's so awesome meeting you in person to person. You know, I'm a very friendly guy. I love talking. As you can tell on here, I just run my suck. I just can't stop talking, just non-stop talking on here. All right, there's Blake. He's having a little bike trouble. The old gas. There's no gas. It won't start for him. So he broke his throttle body there on his handlebars, which I talked to his dad about that. Rolf, I was like, that is one of the weakest points on a bike is the throttle cables on top of the handlebar. You know, it's got that little curve housing to it, and they need to beef that up, or maybe they could go under the bar so it's not on top of the bar. You know, it's exposed. In the hard enduro, when you loop your bike out, because that's kind of a hard enduro move, is looping your bike out, and it hits that, see my right wrist right there, that housing, that's taking all that hit, all that pressure. Why can't they route that under the bars or something like that? Yeah, I think that would save it from getting broken. All right, that's Jack right there in front of me. He's having a little struggle.
What's that? Just try walking it. Might be better.
Yeah, Jack, take advice from me. I'm an amateur. I know what I'm talking about. He tries walking it right here, but he's got to give it a little bump. There he goes, a little deadlift. Actually did a good tire lift. See, that's a tire lift move. If y'all ever had to change tires out, throw your tires in the back of your bed of your truck, you roll that tire up on your thigh, and then you use your thigh to kind of chuck it up. That's kind of what he did, moving that back end over. I always remember when I was a little kid, my dad taught me that trick of getting a tire up in the back bed of a truck. All right, we get up and over, and then my GoPro gets hit. This is what happens when you get your GoPro on your chest. It gets hit, and then you're stuck looking up the rider's nose the whole time. And then my goggles all flopping around my face. I wear those quick strap goggles, and I really like them. I never see anyone wearing quick straps. They're, to me, very convenient. All right, get the GoPro back situated there. But that quick strap, my only bad thing about the quick straps, or negative calling about it, is that the elastic band it comes with is garbage. So I take that off, and so I'm running the Fox View goggles. I use that band that comes with the Fox View, and I put that on the quick strap, and now I got a nice thick strap on my goggles, which I really like it. All right, coming up here, there's a little bit of a split, and I need to go left. Right there, go left right now. Go now, left, Georgie. Go right up them rocks, left right there, anywhere left. But I don't. I keep going straight here, and then I get wedged in this little crevice of a rock here, which, you know, as an amateur, you get stuck in the crevices of the rocks, and I need to get it out of that habit. I need to get up on top of the rocks. Rich talks about that a lot, of staying on top of the rock and avoid the crevices or the cracks. So you get that swing arm stuck, and it makes that rear tire, you know, up in the air, and you can't grab anything. So I had to push pretty hard to get that bike through that crack, which, lesson learned. I got to think about this. You know, Rich wasn't in my head that much today. To be honest, he's in my head when I ride all the time, but today, it wasn't. I wasn't thinking about it. Like, I need a little, you know, bobblehead. Rich, you got to come out with a little Rich Larson bobblehead. I'm going to put it on my handlebars so I see your little head bobbling, and it makes me think about what I'm doing at all times, because he's like, you're looking at me, and I'd be like, all right, Rich is telling me to do something right here. I got to listen. Oh, that'd be awesome. Come on, Rich, make a bobblehead. Rich Larson bobblehead. I'll put it on my handlebars. All right, got some steep downhill ledges to go down right here. He's got to pick a good line and let the bike roll. I got those handlebars more forward now, and it's helping me open me up on the bike. I'm really able to move my body position a lot more than I normally would have. But those steep little drop downs. Another thing I gotta learn how to do better is be able to pop that front end. You know, if you watch Cody Webb and stuff, they'll just, you know, pop a little wheelie there and land down, where instead of nosing over down, like right here, I'm just nosing down. You could just give it a little throttle and you just be hopping down. Nice little whack to the face right there. All right, coming up here is Hinkley on his beta. And he told me before the race that he watched the channel, and he said, I don't even need a GoPro no more. I just watch your videos. And I said, no, I like watching y'all's videos too. So I watch everyone else's video just as much. I love seeing what everyone did. To me, it's fun. I like seeing their struggle because I know I struggled. Ooh, nice deep downhill. I can see a checkpoint up there ahead. Another downhill. Just let the bike roll. Yeah. But I love watching everyone else's videos too, so, I mean. You're good? Yeah, I'm good. Keep on going. So that was checkpoint 2 right there. We got one more to go, and this lap's over. It went pretty quick. So, compared to, like, King of the Motos, where that prologue was 5.5 hours, and here I only rode for an hour 42 minutes, so it flew by. Even at Grinding Stone, that Saturday's race, you know, I think that was 4 hours. And I was out there the whole 4 hours struggling. It was nice to get this prologue over and had a lot of energy coming into the Sunday's main event, which will be tomorrow. Anyway, just picking my way through this Bouldery Creek here. Up ahead, you'll see, like, I love that it's open. Once again, he made this course kind of open to your own interpretation of which line your choice you got, which I really like, you know. And you'll see a guy up here, he chooses poorly, and he dumps his bike over, and I look to the far left of the creek bed, and there was a much easier line, which I'm sure he saw me go down and was just like hitting himself over the head, like, why didn't I go over there? I picked this hard line. I could have, you know, saved myself a lot of energy going to the left. So I love that about Hard Enduro, y'all. It's a lot like a chess game, and I say that because it's like strategy. You know, it's just not this one line here. If you're smart, you can pick an easier line or different line. Even the pros. Here's that guy. So he dumps his bike right there, and I can see. I'm like, oh, that's kind of a nasty line he went through. And if you come over left, just go over left here a little bit. You got a nice easy roll down right there. See, that's what I'm talking about. You gotta be smart, ride smart. Smarter, not harder, like they always said in the Marine Corps. Yup. Yeah, at the end of the race today, there was a guy who told me to Semper Fi. I was like, oh, if you're in the Marine Corps and someone tells you Semper Fi, it's just kind of a Marine Corps thing. It means it's our motto, always faithful. And usually you'll write a letter and you'll say Semper Fi at the bottom, something like that. So it's just a cool thing. If you know a Marine, you tell him Semper Fi. Trust me, he's gonna like it. You're gonna win him over real quick if you tell him Semper Fi. Nice bumpy through here, but keeping my balance, doing a good job, Trixie. She's rode really well today. I really like my new bike setup with the handlebars. I got that smaller rear sprocket with the 50 tooth in the back, so I wasn't getting hung up as much. So I was doing pretty good today. I came in 7th in my class today. I was sitting pretty for tomorrow. Right here we got a nice steep little climb that goes up to the left. And some people, see that guy on the far left, he went straight through that shadowy area, and then he had an uphill battle. All these guys going right, and he really had to get on the gas right now. It's like that slab and down. Get on the gas right now, up on the bars. But once again, my body weight is too far back. I'm not getting my body in front of the bike up on the bars. And I had to just kind of ghost it there at the end. So costly. Could have made it. I should have one-shot that. Now looking back, I see what I did wrong now. And I need to be able to fix that for the future. See, if I had that bobblehead on my handlebars, I'd be thinking about it, and I probably would have got it. I should just design my own. Put my own Rich Larson bobblehead on there, and one day I'll meet Rich, and I'll introduce him to his little bobblehead. Alright, that was a confusing split right there. You can see the tape got cut. A lot of guys went down left back there. And that was the wrong way. You had to come right like this and go up this creek again. So you gotta be careful. Whenever you're riding, if the tape gets cut, you gotta keep your head on swivel, look around. We're out in the middle of nowhere right now, so there's no course workers directing traffic. There's no spectators helping, tell you where to go. So you get off there and then you waste a lot of time and energy going the wrong direction. Now coming up here, I go to put my foot down on the right and I just hit a pocket of air. That's what you get for stopping. You gotta just keep going, you idiot. Now you gotta deadlift her up. Ooh. Get it, put it in your deadlifts today, that is for sure.
Fatigue.
Fatigue. Well, if you don't stop, you'd be done already. You keep stopping all the time. Alright, up and over. That was a good little ledge. Wasn't hard, but like I said, I went to stop just to get a look, and I stopped in the wrong spot, and I put my foot down, and I just hit air and fell right over. Alright, pivot left. Another little uphill zap right here. Getting fatigued though at this point, just not riding good. You can see my body weight on these uphills, my body weight, a lot of it's just, I'm too far back and it's making that front tire just too light. It's bouncing around.
Yeah.
That guy's riding with his son on his lap right there. That's so cool. I love seeing that, y'all. I got a 2-year-old son and I got dreams of him riding hard enduro, doing a father-son ride, which is like, 15 years away still, maybe less than that. Carly and Cole, they're out here and they're younger than that, so, maybe in 10 years, 11 years, I'll be out here with my son. It'd be fantastic. I got another uphill sandy spot. I'm just fishtailing around. Need to get up on those handlebars more. Get up in that stand up. I need a stand-up slapper. Like, I'll have the bobblehead on the left, and then I'm gonna have like a big paddle, like a fly swatter. It's gonna say stand up, and if I sit down, I have a timer on the seat, and if you're sitting down for over like 30 seconds, it smacks you in the face. It says stand up. Can't sit down this whole race. Come on, Georgia, stand up. I got this sandy wash here. A little bit of a breather there with a little bit of double track going through, catching my breath, lowering that heart rate down. I can feel the end. I feel like the finish line's getting close. So don't need any costly mistakes now this close to the finish, y'all. So I'm gonna go through and just kind of be reserved right here. I know that I got the 1 lap in the bag. Got a nice little lip here. Get on that gas a little bit more. I practice those in Avenel all the time. I'll find a little lip like that in Avenel. And usually I clear it, but that time I got hung up just a little bit, but made it through. So tomorrow's race, basically we're gonna do this the opposite way, and they're gonna add in some more track. But that's gonna be pretty cool, because at the time I was thinking, I'm glad we're doing it this route. It looks easier. But so we're gonna run it reverse tomorrow with some extra lines in there. So that's gonna be really cool. I already cut up that video, so I just gotta do the voiceover on it now. And it's pretty good. I had something happen to me though. You'll see. I break the bike tomorrow. I was doing pretty good. I think I was sitting around 4th spot in my class, and I was right there where Carly was, Blake. And I saw where they finished, and so I'm guessing I would have finished right around where they were. But the bike broke on me, and my race is over kind of early. But anyways, you can see all the trailers up there ahead. So I'm like, all right, finish is close. This was kind of a gnarly section through here. You had this side hill of this cliff through this really big, chunky rock section. And you could not fall left. It was like a big downhill to the left there. Gotta get a lens wipe. Point the camera down. I don't know where the camera's looking when it's mounted on my chest. It's kind of frustrating. Anyways, got that lens wipe here. You can see it's just real chunky. you got to go side hill and don't lose your balance. Weight the outside peg if you can. You know, you got to let that suspension do its thing. Weight that outside peg with your outside foot there. But be smart. Mistake here could ruin you. It's real steep. These downhills are very steep through here. So engine off. Just having that little bit extra control of the bike, using that engine as a rear brake too, using the clutch as a rear brake. But it's steep. You gotta let it roll. Then heavy on the brakes. I guess if I was good, I'd just keep on rolling. But just taking these little sections here, I'd roll a little bit, and then I'd stop to the next flat spot. Let it roll down. And then I'd stop. I'd shake out my arms. My triceps just get burning. You know, I do a lot of dips and push-ups that help build those triceps, because these downhills, man, your triceps just get smoked. Because all your body weight, especially for the bigger boys, you know, all that body weight's on your arms there. And, you know, you're trying to grab with your legs, but you got to let the bike maneuver under you, so you can't hold on too tight with your legs, because the bike's got to move. All right, get down here. And I got someone behind me. It's one of my favorite people now. I kind of look forward to seeing her every time we're out. Here's Carly. So Carly's right behind me. And I'm going to get down to the bottom here, and there's a log you got to cross, and it's not a big log. But I got a 4-stroke, y'all. You know what 4-strokes do? They freaking flame out on you. So, of course, I'm going to flame out. Stall the bike. Dump over right in front of her. Slowing her down.
Sorry. Carly, I knew you'd catch me. Oh, it's too hot. Too hot.
Yeah, it was getting hot. It was supposed to be windy today, but the wind, you know, it wasn't windy. It was windy the next day, but not today. All right, big drop down right there, which I could have went down there, but you just cut her right through here. I think that guy had a chain pop off, so he's trying to get that chain back on. Now we're very close to the end, y'all. We gotta go through this little rocky wash here, and then up to the left is a big cliffside climb, and you get through that, and then you're almost to the finish. So you get through here, and you can see there's a bunch of spectators here. So I'm like, all right, something big must be coming up, because all these spectators are here waiting for the show. So there we go. You make a left-hand turn here, and then it's up this side of this bluff. I let Carly get on up there ahead of me. I figure if she can do it on 85, then this big old 450 should have a chance. All right, there's Josh off to the right. There's two lines here. Carly went left, kind of lost it, and Josh went to the right, and he totally looped his bike up right there. Just totally did this backflip in front of the crowd. It's pretty sweet. And then he side hills it across. So instead of coming down, he side hills over. I'm waiting for Carly to get out of the way. And you start seeing it's steep, but it's not a big climb. I mean, it's not like a jawbone climb where you're just climbing for a day and a half. Here, just got a one-shot it up to this level. Good job, Trixie. Get on up here, and there's a tree root right here that you got to get up and over, and you kind of wedge yourself in here. So I'm going to get it right about right there. I'm going to throw in a little 511 right now. And then I have to get it up and just give it a little ghost. Just give it a little push. I guess not a root, it's just there was a rock in there, but the trees on the left is just kind of wedging you in here. All right, so now this last little section here, it's a tight little single track with a big lip right at the end. That makes it a little bit intimidating. It's steep off to the left. I know the GoPro, the way the camera warps the picture, you kind of you lose it, but it's steep. All right, just got a little bit of assist. I really didn't need it, but you know, I'm gonna take it. If you're gonna assist, I'll take it. All right, so we get up here. I wish I knew who this was on the left. He comes down, he's gonna give me some pointers, which I like, you know. It's like, I'm telling you, I wish it was, it's not rich,
Good shit.
but he knows his stuff.
ADV gloves and everything. You can punch some people. You can't afford to get hurt. There you go. I think that's smart. It's a little hot, I'm not racing. I'm avoiding not getting hurt. I know it's a little bit much, but honestly, no, it's smart, dude. I've pinched a pinky before and thought I broke it. But if you can carry all your weight on that outside peg and stand, you'll drive so much momentum. As soon as you sit and your feet are doing like this, it's zero traction.
I think he just did a sex move with his fingers, though.
Right stand on your knee. That's hard. Well, I'll tell you how. Ride a two-stroke. Oh. Save 50 pounds, 30 pounds. But then you won't be as cool when you pass everybody. That's true. You're making the two-stroke guys cry. I think I get more love on the four-stroke. Oh, guaranteed, because it's you're the underdog. We can do this. Yep, nice and smooth. And my buddy JB up there is gonna go grab for you if you can make it. JB, I'm aiming for you. He's got you. He's ready.
All right, here we go. With the outside peg. So I did what he told me. I put my foot in the outside, got up to this spot, smacked the rock. All right, I'm up here. I'm real close. You can see there's a big lip. It's off. I mean, this is hard enduro. This is pretty extreme right here, folks. You got to get up there, get that front tire, and I got to give some gas. I got to get the bike upright, and then I just got to zap it. Get that front tire. Come on, Georgia. What are you doing? Got the crowd, spectators are all watching you. All right, so I'm gonna get it up and just give it a little extra throttle, and she jumps up there. Up is up, folks. They grabbed her, but that bike was up. I just smacked my hand when I fell back. I smacked my head right there in the rock, but you know that's why we wear helmets.
Outside peg is as good as 3 people picking up my bike.
The up is up.
I guess if you get hit by a bike, you're obligated to lift it up.
Yeah, that's right. If you're close enough and you have a bike come and smacks you in the face, and you got to help out. That's just, I think that's the rule. That's how it works.
Yeah, I'll just crawl to the finish line, I guess.
I'll just crawl from here. It's hard crawling up that cliff. All right, I just got to drag Trixie up a little bit more.
Just hit the bump start, hit the starter.
Yeah, I was telling JB there, just he pulls in the clutch though. He's trying to start it, and I said just hit the start, leave the clutch out, and just pump it. It'll just climb a little bit.
That's
but
good, I can get it. Hoorah, devil dog.
Yeah. Hoorah!
Just let it pop the clutch, yeah. What's that? You got her? Yeah. We got you. It's all right.
So JB, he was a devil dog, stationed in Pendleton.
Swing my leg out.
Gotcha. I'm like, I can barely get my leg over.
Hoorah, devil dog.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right, just catch my breath real quick.
Half a mile, quarter mile. Yeah.
Yeah, quarter mile to the finish line, so we're almost there. Well done.
Your station. Pendleton, mostly. Oh, it's Miramar. Miramar.
Yeah, I was in Miramar. Look up ahead. That's Vince. I think Vince and his wife right there. Their son Cole. Yeah, I think got second in youth. And Cole, man, he did a good day. He had a broken bike the last couple enduros, but this one, his bike's run good. So, anyways, folks, we're almost to the end, y'all. You know what that means. I'm going to bring this video to a close. We just got a couple logs to cross before the finish line here. And y'all know I love logs. I haven't put any log training in lately, but I love log crossings. I just think it's a fun challenge to get through, but my heart really wasn't in it. I didn't do real good. But anyways, hope you guys liked this one. This was Moab Hard Enduro. This is their first time they're doing it this year. This was the Saturday prologue for the Sunday's race. The main event Sunday, I had bike issues, so I had to pull out early. But I was sitting pretty good. I was sitting like 4th or 5th place, and I think I would have finished about 4th or 5th. In my class, I would have got, I think, 2 laps in. So, because Carly and Blake, they all did 2 laps. I think I would have got 2 laps, which I'm looking back and I'm already excited to come back here next year. It's a great race, very challenging for me, and it had just a lot of fun terrain. You know, I like having fun terrain, fun different stuff. So with that,
oh my God,
I guess we got Donner's the next hard enduro coming up, but I think we got a couple more, maybe some desert racing between then, and definitely get some rides in before that. So until next video comes out, get out and ride and get some. Ew.